噔噔噔噔，下午安安。哎呀，来玩从来没有玩过的游戏。我的游戏清单囤积了一堆，但永远都只有在打瓦，这样不行。这应该还好吧？这样，音乐好像可以大声一点点。这样，下午好啊，松鼠。晚上打瓦没问题，晚上就是打瓦，下午就是玩其他小废 game 嘛。这上次看9900的玩啊，上次也是很久之前的事情了。竟然看9900在玩，这是什么意思？啊，是找到的线索之类的吗
？You ready, Sally?
？You're ready, Sally?
Rimore, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
7.5 hours.
Just checking.
Do you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank. Did you read the case file?
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on. Did you read it?
Did you read it?
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
Okay, 谋杀案的受害者，他是 Freya Fellow， 19岁，这位 Flora Fellow 58岁，所以他们一样都姓 Fellow， 他们是母女吗？还是什么？58、19岁，这年龄差好多。在帮画肖像画的时候死去，地点是在 Flora 塔，所以是在他的那座塔 ，Flora 也在场，他正摆好姿势准备画像。然后 Freya Fellow 被发现平躺在地，胸口有一处刺伤，现场没有发现凶器，但 Freya 未完成的画作中的主人公拿着一把刀，刀尖上的红色液体不是颜料，而是血。What？ 这个好玩，可以玩，我可以玩英文的，可是我怕英文解谜起来更难呢。不会吗？这里还有一个 Art Gallery 是什么？他没有按确认，直接出去就好。它还有一个，那我要怎么？我不小心把自己缩小了。哦，这个按了可以。啊，好可爱 ，Q 版好可爱哦 ，Freya Fellow， 他好有艺术家气息。对啊，他好卡哇哦，可是他死掉了。这个有1，所以这个是2是吗？等一下，中断一下哈，我来看一下哈。因为我是看妈咪之前买这个，所以我就也妈咪之前玩这个，我就也买这个了。我看看，所以我看一下我 Tango Tower 在哪？哦，在这里，所以这是2是吗？哦，我看看，1只有英文。我来看看，查一下，没关系。可是既然我都先下载这个，我可以先玩这个。这是 Soundtrack Demo， 它1也是叫 Tango Tower 吗？还是不一样的？它要怎么看跟它相关的游戏啊？ 知道，没关系，我晚点再来查查看。我们先玩啊，既然我都已经下载，其实我那时候妈妈在玩的时候，我就已经下载了，我就已经买了，然后下载好了，但距离超久，我现在才终于有时间把它打开来玩。你们可以想一下，妈妈如果有在看妈妈台的，像上次玩这个游戏，距离我现在玩这个游戏，已经大概过了1-2个月。DC， 你在 DC 是吗？
喂，等一下哦。喂，
嘿，请说。
他的一不叫 Tango Tower， 他的一是另外一个名字，可是是那个同一个侦探
啊。是他们双人组吗？还是就是男生？
我不知道，我没有载，因为我看不懂，所以我没有载，我不知道有没有大男生。
看一下，我直接查他的游戏制造商。
没错，查看。
哦，是这个吗？它才66块，这是 soundtrack， 这也是 soundtrack， 然后这个吧，138块，可是画风完全不一样哎。
对，画风比较老的感觉。
对啊，没关系，我先玩这版的。
你先玩这个就好，因为他们应该没有关联，只是角色有关，只是角色同一个。
原来如此，OK， 没有问题啊。先玩这个啊，然后真的有够卡哇的，但是等下中途如果一些字太难，我就会直接切回中文版的。
可以玩中文，这可以玩中文。
等一下，我的页面下面是被卡掉了啊。是不是还是只能用网页版的才不会被卡掉呢？这是有点被卡掉，是怎么会这样？难道为什么这样子啊？这样子是比较好了。下面还是被切掉，好吧，算了，好像只能这样。还是1920乘，应该是没错的啊。这样把它缩小一点，这样是不是缩太小？这样的比例又更小，好像只能。
是正常的啊，没有被切掉吧？
哦，是吗？我看下面，因为它不是都会有这样一个框框吗？可惜点进来这里，下面本来就没有嘛，本来就长这样。
你没有吧？哦，有，这样有切掉。
对啊，好奇怪哦。可是在外面的画面是正常的，超怪的。为什么？
对啊。
为什么？没关系，那不然就用1680乘1050好了。那就这样。
就大家
就这样。
大家
这样我看一下。它好奇怪，它变成这样，好好笑。它本来就这样子吗？还是它可以往下滑？它也不能往下滑。哇，那既然都会被切掉，那我们回归原本的大小吧。好啦，继续啦。我们已经看完它的资料，这个放弃用英文了，英文看起来太密密麻麻了。现在熟悉一下这个，这是它的资料。Freya 是怎么死的呢？天空头案件档案，一张小纸片，一幅画。 背面写了一些笔记。如今它被称作 Tango Tower， 实际上它是由底部的一座豪宅连接的2座这个是一个豪宅，然后2座塔，周围是环形湖泊围绕，湖水是一种不寻常混合色。湖泊四周有陡峭苍白的悬崖包围。Flero 家族和 Pointer 家族的居住地。好的，就是一个人物关系嘛。这个呢，这是地图。它 Q 版真的好 Q 哦，Q 版好卡哇哦。花园。
It's quiet.
It's quiet.
You're supposed to say too quiet.
他们2个互相的吐槽，好可爱。
It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
这样安静的刚刚好。
It's a path through the garden. Leads up to the house.
Lead to
I
the
assume.
house. 这个呢
Spooky. What do you
？Spooky.
think it's for?
I think it's to scare away detectives.
Is it working?
No,
Is it working? No. 有一个蛋呢。
it's a stone carving. Wonder how it got.
I think it's supposed to. It's an egg.
It's an egg.
It's a statue of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish monster
Playing a harp.
playing a harp.
Playing a harp.
Hang on a second.
仔细看看。
This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
Something tells me we're not gonna solve this just yet.
看来这个谜团目前还没有办法解开。它是可以动的，它是可以动的。
Let's come back later.
Let's come back later.
It must do something.
妈咪，所以你全部解完了
You'd hope
是
so,
吗？
我全部解完了。
我应该也要先去向你用那个 DC 讲话会亮那个，这样大家才知道你在 DC 里面陪着我。
你可以现在设啊，
那要怎么设定？
传给你，等一下。
它是直接连接贴上去就好了吗？
就是
直接
我给你，
贴到场景或来源。
我给你网页贴到对来源吧。
好，等我一下哦。
一下，找一下。之前有贴给别人的说，但你现在设可能会有一点。等一下哦，你看来，
好的。
可是这个是个说明，
我靠，
就是你可能要看有办法，所以你看你要不要之后再用。
哦，好吧。好，走
或你可以现在把我头像放上去就好了，放在你头上。
放在我头上。好啊。
你有我的头像吗？
我没有。
对吧？那算了。
你可以传 DC 给我，就现在丢上去。
我现在没有在电脑前面。
好吧。
等一下。
好吧。
我看一下手机有没有。你先玩。
所以就是往这里走。
It's quiet. You're
It's not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
要怎么往前走？这样子往前走，好可爱哦！讲300次。Tango 超还不见了。哦
What?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
哦
Tangle.
Twir.
Tango Tour.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Tangle.
Twir.
Tango Tour.
Is that an envelope?
It's been opened. Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
No, definitely.
打开的信被撕开，里面只有一张纸，密码画在另外一张纸上，记住之后就赶紧毁掉。你说的我不同意，你去那下面找，你去那下面是找不到的，所以它上面是有密码，密码画在另外一张纸，可是没有另外一张纸。它还有，它只有4根手指头，那这样放大也看不到啊，没有另外一张纸。
Should we ring the doorbell?
Ring the doorbell.
Why would we not? It's a little melody. Do you think
Ding
he'll start to
dong.
move if we try to go inside?
Dong.
No, I think he'll just silently. Little bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
Little bird.
That leads back to the gardens.
啊，这里是回去。那还有什么东西吗？
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can
I'm
just.
pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
那要直接走进去啦。
Let's head to the crime scene first. It's at the top of the west tower.
要先去犯罪现场。
It's a big glass tube filled with water.
There are weeds in there. And sand.
It's an aquarium?
Could be. Except there's nothing living in it. Anymore.
Anymore.
Sally, check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue?
Sally, check those plants.
Is soil a clue? Finally, we get to investigate a murder in a...
It's not that spooky, really.
Don't ruin
Spooky.
this.
这里是可以往上走，这里是往
A big letter F.
F，然后这是 P。
Of course. Who doesn't hang a giant banner of their initial in the lobby of their mansion?
所以是
This one has a
Pointer
big
家
P.
族跟什么 Flow， 忘记了，他们是什么家族来着？直接忘记人家家族名称了。
That's.
How very perceptive.
所以我是可以
Stairs.
直接，我可以直接往上走，对吧？现在在大厅，所以这里是可以往上的哦，往上拉。啊、它是在顶楼，没有问题。
你去让我离开一下。
好的。犯罪现场，它就洗在这里。有一个蛋
The outline of Freya fell.
啊 ，fellow，
Looks like she fell into a
Freya
bath.
fellow。
There's a single patch of blood, right in the middle. No real signs of a struggle.
That's weird.
That's weird.
What?
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas.
So?
So she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
Let's check the case file again. Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed. Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
上面有各种的颜料，最大中间的是最大的是中间那坨黑颜料，不是绿吗？画笔上仍沾着干掉的红颜料。
Freya's painting supplies.
红色、黄色、蓝色、黑色和白色小朋友，玻璃的一边都裂开了，真的都裂开了。
Freya's painting supplies.
啊，所以是点下去是一样的东西。OK， 这里有一颗蛋
Let's。take a look at that painting first.
Look at the painting first. OK，
There it is.
there it is.
The unfinished portrait of...
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it.
Looks that way.
She couldn't finish the painting because she died. Flora 似乎挥舞着一把刀。我们发现刀尖上的红色物质是血，这个是血，这是一把刀。哦，可是
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene. And something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
刚还没有点他哎，还没让他讲话哎。长鱼用来杀死，上面盖满了，用来镇云。拿这一把刀尖端站着。哦，后面还有一句。因为 Freya 准备吃了他，因为 Freya 把他放在那里，但他被带离了犯罪现场。吼。上面盖满了。好难啊！尖端站着。红颜料。
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because Freya put it there. Almost.
等，
Maybe
我这
just
个没有
change
改掉。
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
What?
Weird, huh?
You think Freya was stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right, but it's not actually a knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around here? Case closed.
The case is not closed. And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
哦，吓死哦，靠晕啊！脖子好长哦。
Flora, fellow?
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's entitled to her silence, I suppose.
For now.
"这什么意思？昨天遭遇自己。
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
Was this something you had planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not going to answer us, is she?
Nope. But at least we can say we tried.
共尺。
Flora, you were definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something?
Sing
Can you tell me anything about what happened to Freya?
Nope, nothing.
Yeah, she's acting pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I don't know.
Sus.
Maybe she really doesn't know anything.
How is that possible? Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora? I don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it. We'll just have to ask other people about her.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Flora.
啊，这是刚刚已经有的。
Hey,
Were you close with Freya? How are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire.
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's listening.
Anything we should know? Any hobbies? Besides staring out the window? Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife.
Is it a knife? Still nothing. No, nothing. Nothing. 阿贝克才把狼啊，这样我看一下，所以是可以随机去找哦，随机去找别人。OK， 一个一个来问。哦，这个好考啊哦。
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
You can just tell. 手绘模型，但颜料运用不熟练。黄色、蓝色、黑色、白色。哦，但是它没有红色，它没有红色颜料，它没有红色颜料。
A lot of redundant light sources in here.
Puffer fish?
好可爱啊
Yes,
！Oh my god， 这不是吉娃吗？嘿，又吉娃。
it's also a lamp.
It's
For some reason.
also a lamp.
That's a massive conch shell.
蜜袋不是蜜袋鼠，是蜜袋鼯，都找回来。对啊，都找回来。我找到晚上11点，然后我才能接着继续工作。我真的是要累鼠。
I hope so.
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
自己啊自己。
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
What is it?
What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he do?
What does it do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh.
The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Is that a ship?
A hammock. It's kind of...
I would politely describe it as
频繁
lived
使
in.
用过 lifted
shelf junk.
shelf junk.
Sir?
Sir?
Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it.
I'd rather
Felix
like
Fellow at your beck
Felix.
and call.
And
Felix Fellow.
this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
Well, I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden
Secret
treasures.
room.
That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
So, Felix, what exactly do you do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer.
Explorer.
Explorer/treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
Best in the world.
We're talking like cursed statues.
Cursed
Spectres.
statue.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, When did you retire?
When do you
listen here.
retire?
I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is...
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here.
The reason we're here.
Right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
I see your
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right. Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
哼，出场人物也太多了吧，我记不住了。
You're the one currently basking in his presence. You tell me.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that.
I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
出场状态很好，是不是？
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course, I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that. It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Ah, yes. So we shall. It would have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
So maybe not a knife.
I'm as confused as you are. Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
What is it?
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way. But I can't recall.
I can't recall.
What's this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document? Sounds dreadful.
Sounds
I found it comforting.
Charming, isn't it? Yes. Built by the Remington family originally.
Remington.
Dear Flora's father and his associates.
But now it's owned by you? By the Fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
Fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome. Yes,
Unwelcome?
less likely to come back.
That's kind of extreme.
所以
Yes, it
曾经
is
发生了
rather,
什么
isn't
事情？
it?
还有什么可以问他？还是我有什么没点到的
It's a drinking horn.
？Drinking horn.
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
Right now, it's just full of dust.
Oh.
Oh.
Nice. A real treasure
How
chest.
do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it. What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
是用宝藏图找出宝箱挂锁的密码组合。哦，这边把相对位置看起来是长这样吧。所以是什么？3H、2I、3J， 是吗？这样。所以是 EH， 哦 HE 是吗？诶 HE 北哦，
Nothing.
不是，
Check the treasure map. And what about that painting on the chest?
不是吗？诶，反过来，叉叉在这里。所以是这个才对。4I I， 这样算是靠哪？这里啊，船在这啦，我现在才看到。这样算是难吗？这样算难吧？
Still locked.
I think those look like they're different versions.
Why?
That was incorrect.
The padlock has 3 different inputs. It's just a grid reference for the map.
不是这样吗？船在这边，然后所以看这个的地图的话是叉叉在这里嘛，然后龙跟山，然后那棵树，这里还有一个船啦。
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock is
Good.
just a grid reference.
那呢？可是从这个角度看去的吗？不是这样子看过去吗？不是吗？不是咩？这样子看过去，所以是别的吗？不知道。还是其实是这样子的角度看过去，所以其实是这个 H6，因为如果那个树很远的话 ，H6。这样算什么啊？这样算西吗？还是北？
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock is just a grid reference.
That's done it.
哦，是呢
Neat.
，meat H6C， 没错 ，H6C，C 不对，C。
What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
哦，绿发小孩，灰发女人，这个是 Flora 吧？有4个都是颜料涂的不好，旁边放着一罐红颜料和一支画笔，然后有一些干掉的红颜料。哦，第七层。
Ah, you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
我们要从最下面开始找吗？这里是哪里呀、还是我们就往这里？还是要来这里？好，就这样好了，一个一个往下。Freya 啊、这里是 Freya 的房间。
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
来找找看有什
Freya's
么
plants. They must not need sunlight.
？Not need sunlight。然后有很多画。
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like 2 people standing together in a garden. One of them's holding a red rose.
一 幅画画的是一对男女站在花园里面，男人拿着一朵红玫瑰，年轻女子的画像，一个披斗篷的人的画像。哦，这不是刚刚有出现过的那个谁吗？
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
混乱压迫的气氛。
Hang on, there's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Photograph。用胶带粘在上面，边缘用黑墨水画了几条线。哼哼哼。艺术家的话，我是着实不懂的
It's a little wooden box for
To
paintbrush.
the casual observer, maybe.
仔细看看。Oh,
They're not real paintbrushes.
They're not real pen
Looks like
brushes.
they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
哼。好的。好像是可以移动的。这个呢，这也可以，这是可以拼起来是吗？这是要拼图是吗？这是拼图是吗？哈，是这样的意思吗？很难呢。问号大小也都不一样。这跟这个问号是一样的吗？打开一点看。这有任何 match 的吗？这样，这个是合在一起的吗？不对啊，这里看起来也没有啊。个斜斜的面，也不是啊。这感觉是这样。这个会跟什么这样子啊？这几块是一起的。那这有一个斜切面。这是放这的。这样子，然后这个奇怪的形状是在这里，这样子，是吧？然后这是这样。这在这里，这个在这里，这样吧，是吧？没毛病吧？然后，那这个分别什么意思？ 绿色。1、2、3、4，可这里有6支笔，什么意思？然后这里没有橘色的啊，橘色的是在纸笔刷的。我想想，还有这个是什么意思？这2个形状感觉是这个跟这个嘛，所以会是先橘色吗？橘色，然后绿色。看不是很懂哎。这刚好有6个符号，还是照这样子的顺序来的？那这些问号又是什么意思？如果先绿色，然后蓝色，绿色，然后蓝色，然后要这个形状，在这个形状，这样子吗？
Nothing.
Did you find a hint on this? It looks like a ripped up jigsaw puzzle.
什么意思啊？真的不是很懂。
That was
Each
incorrect.
brush has various characteristics:
高
height,
度，
bristle shape, paint color, handle color. The information we need is on the paper, once it's been rearranged, I mean.
所以这是指高度。所以这边的话是短的，是吗？1、2、3、4、5、6，哦，我好像有看懂了，我看一下，所以这边要是短的，然后中间不知道，可是最后是要是长的，最后会是要长的，前面是短的，后面是长的，然后这个是不知道是什么，然后这里要是绿色的，中间空一个，然后这里要是蓝色的，这样子的感觉。然后这是第3支是要这个形状，所以这样哦。然后橘色什么粉红色不知道，可是这样子前后反了，这边要是短的，这边要是长的。这样有对吗？我看一下，短的、长的，第2支是绿色，第4支是蓝色，第3支是扇形，这个，然后这个，可是这个要橘色，我哪里排错了吗？这里会要有一根橘色，但它会是要短的橘色。短的橘色的话就是它吧。 虽然说它也，对啊，短的橘色会是它。第二只要是绿色，再来要是蓝色。这样子，第四只是蓝色嘛，第三只是扇形，这样子。
I did it. What do I win?
I did it.
Not bad. What was in the box?
What is in the
Just a
box?
photograph.
Photograph.
Most of a
Most.
photograph.
一个红发，一个绿发，照片少了一大块。这边应该还有一个人，但不知道那个人是谁。乌龟。
Painting supplies. Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone. That painting.
Why?
Maybe
Check the
Freya.
items.
Hang on. There's a smaller
It's
version.
a photograph.
这是一样的。
A pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate. It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
然后再来，还有什么没有按的？这些
Just
吗
little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
Let's leave them alone.
Brushes, pencils.
They're clean, but they look pretty well used.
It's a fish?
I think it looks more like a whale.
Well,
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
A lot of these paintings look unfinished.
How can you tell if they're finished or not?
Good point.
good point.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either. Did Freya paint those animals on her ceiling?
They're kind of simplistic.
Maybe she painted them when she was younger. Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like one of them's holding a red rose.
然后这个点墙壁的话，就是跟刚刚一样。
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Terrarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
That's weird.
What did you find in the drawers?
Nothing. They're completely empty.
Completed. Empty.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
所以是不是好像没东西了？
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
有人在跟踪，是 stalker。
That painting is really.
Why would you
Maybe
want the
Freya.
others?
Hang on. There's a
It's
smaller.
a photograph.
按这里的话都是一样的，好吧？我应该都有按到了吧？我再往下看看。啊，就是刚刚出现在照片上的人。
It's an illustrated book about
It's
birds.
been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
墨姬鸟是一种非常聪明的鸟，非常长寿，即使以神秘鸟类的标准来看也是如此。其他鸟类经常攻击墨姬鸟，墨姬鸟大部分时间都独自生活，它的饮食习惯很特殊，通常只吃孤有树的种子，如图。这个，
Books about ancient history, I think.
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them
安
up.
安，哈鲁卡，早安，早安，早安
Good excuse.
，Good excuse。
Thanks.
Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Huh.
Books about geography.
Skip.
Skip.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched.
Untouched.
Sure. Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
The search for new knowledge. The archive. It's downright poetic.
Is that a snow globe?
Snow globe.
Of sorts.
仔细看看。是 Tangle Tower.
Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah,
It's a,
yeah, I
what do you
know.
That
think?
would make an amazing...
Oh, 纪念品，获得
A
纪念
book
品了。
on the floor.
A book.
Fundamental
On the
entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it. It's musty in here.
Must.
What exactly does that mean? What is must?
Must. You asked such a stupid question.
Nice. What's in those bottles?
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
所有 samples.
A chalkboard.
Is this a library or a classroom?
Oh.
Math equations.
Don't look at them for too long. You'll give yourself a headache.
Any idea what this means?
Not a clue.
Math.
Don't look at them. You'll give yourself a headache.
Any idea what this
Not
means?
a clue.
Math.
Don't you'll
没
give
有别
yourself
的
a
可以
headache.
按的
I'm
了。
not sure I learned anything from that. Books about nature? Books about birds.
The shelves are about half empty.
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
You knew this already.
Sure. Why not?
The search arc's downright poetic. It's musty in here.
What exactly does
Must.
that
You
mean?
asked.
反正真叫他了，会
Curious.
有。
I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
I
May I
still
talk to
missing.
you? Miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
She just
I
doesn't care.
am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis about the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
You.
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist,
Fifi Fellow.
inventor, innovator. You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Microscope.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing. What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi.
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh. Good.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face. She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
好酷哦！
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
A whole pot full of blood?
Not a whole pot.
Yeah, but still. Doesn't that freak you out?
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring. A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
对耶，它没有红色的颜料，但它有一罐呢，在这里。
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya?
所以这个
It is
是
a model of
Freya。
Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
这个是
Why would
鸟。
my father make a model of Freya?
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time. This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third. I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
Any
I am not
ideas?
the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever. There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz. Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course. The red paint on the brush is not paint. It is blood. Same for the palette.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
do not know the answer. Curious. The statue itself does not interest me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the harp. Have you deciphered their meaning yet?
Not yet.
We're working on it.
We are.
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Oh, it's impressive. Elaborate gardens.
Impressive.
Unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
That's quite an inheritance.
They can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
You sound like her who?
I require facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene.
Apart from the one in the painting.
Which, as a mere abstract representation, does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife.
他房
Fifi's
间还有
bedroom
什
should be
么吗？
unlocked now.
Can't wait.
哦，他的房间。
A new suspect. Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
You're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients. But there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
这是
It's
什
a
么？
magnifying glass.
非
A
常
big one.
大镜。
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
Is it a
I hope
clue?
not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like
Is it
something.
a clue?
I hope it's just a bunch of notes about her.
It looks like a microscope. A big one.
Can I touch it? I'm not sure this is a microscope.
水平滑动4个放大镜到正确的位置，什么意思？到正确的位置啊，我懂了，大小会不一样是吧？我超大。啊，这有1个加、2个加、3个加，然后这是缩小。所以现在要把它们接在一起是吧？那超难的。它有叠加效果是吗？ 这里没有接起来。这样有彩蛋。好难哦，这要怎么叠？中间的放大3倍吗？这样子。2倍的是不是在这？然后这是1倍，也不对啊。也不对呀、这样子，3倍接过来吗？这样大小也不对啊，2的这个边太大了。要弄成一把钥匙。这样子吗？这样还没有，不接起来了吗？最外面没有是吗？最外面这里没有接到是吗？是要这样也接到是吗？不可能吧？这样吧，还是这里不能照到这个？ 没有，我不是煮起来了吗？这样。不是这样咩？这样子啊，这样子，还是不行哎，是不是因为真的不能照到这个？比到是我卡关了。这个不是这样摆的吗？还是因为真的会切到那个？他有办法让它上下交换吗？是没办法。这样，但这里感觉就是这里就极限了啊，就还是会照到。还是不行哎，是吗？还是其实根本就可以了，只是不是要按这里？靠北白痴哦！键盘指挥能力不够强，那你要加油，你要改进啊。
Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box.
A little metal box.
There's a book in here.
有一本书，一本用旧的书，很像日记，用一个奇怪的金属装置锁着。又要解锁，又要解锁。
I don't know what that drink is, but
But
that's
there's
even worse.
这个嘞。
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
Oh,
What is all this?
what is all this? 人物关系图，是人物关系图，所有答案都会，就是没交卷，没有错啦，没有错啦，没错。
And that's you, Sally.
That's you, Sally.
What? I do not look. Do I?
Do I?
Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
感觉你就长这样子啊。什么叫 Why do I look so angry？ 因为你就长那样啊。
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. Does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this?
对耶，你们才刚来，那他什么时候画这些人物关系图了？我看看，这是 Flora， 她的箭头，这是她老公，是 Fifi 的爸妈。
That's gotta be Flora.
然后这是
I
Felix，
think that's supposed to be Felix.
然后这个是 Poppy 嘛？ 刚刚有提到他，这是 Puppy。
Who is that?
Who is
No
that?
idea.
No idea. 是 Puppy。
Who is that?
No idea.
这几个都还没有解到，所以都不知道他们
Who's
是
that?
谁。
Not sure.
Is Fifi trying to solve the mystery with math equations?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Did you ever try that? Maybe it works.
Maybe works.
Is Fifi...
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Freya.
Mm-hmm. And
Fifi.
Fifi herself. That's a whole lot of books. Stuff Fifi's thrown
You
away.
gonna rummage through the trash can?
No. That is
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
stuff Fifi's
You
thrown.
gonna rummage? I give it 5 minutes before.
我还有什么没点到的呢？这个笔记本。
What's that big book on the
哎，
desk?
这样会感应到这个。
Looks like some.
That's all
We hope
that
it's just a bunch of notes about her micro.
Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
Chandeliers.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus, they're kind of
啊
dusty.，
已经是 old fashion 了。
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
房地产价值。
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space.
Homemade posters. This one's about the Pythagoras theorem.
哎呦，是毕斯丁。
I've not heard of that band. Are they any good? A pretty ornate window.
We're
然后
supposed to
点
be
这里的话就
A
会
simple trick,
好
but。it really... That's a whole lot of books. That's a whole lot.
4就没了。
Nice room.
It's a mess. But yeah. Boxes of stuff.
那好像就没了。前往下个地方。来这里好了。哦，你漱水。
Is that a clock?
Is that
If
a
it is,
clock?
it's a clock with 4 faces.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
旋转表盘，直到4个指针都只在正确的位置。哈，什么意思？什么意思？啊，这2个是会一起动的，是吗？那我要怎样才知道它是正确的位置？什么意思？哈，然后这是2个会一起动，什么意思？什么意思？啊？啊？不行！啊？
No.
So moving any of the hands turns the adjacent hands in the opposite direction. It's like cogs on a machine.
这个动的话，这2个就会动。我往这里，他们就会往顺时针，他们就往逆时针。数字看起来很像数字蛋，我想想，但这是什么啊？这样子的话，这2个会跑。所以往反方向，
I guess that's wrong.
但是它都调到
Did you
一
work
样的
out what
方
direction
向
each
吗？
hand needs to be facing?
弄清楚每根指标需要指的方向，当然是不知道。
Each one ends with a
终
little
点
hoop. Try looking through the hoop and ignoring the rest.
他说这里都有一个要，什么意思？所以是指的这个是时间吗？这是数字吗？所以这是像这样子是6是吗？9是吗？是这个意思吗？这是12，所以这是3这样子，3、6、9、12，比刀是天才呢，比刀该来玩这个游戏了吧？所以等一下要怎么好好让他3、6。这一个可以是6，一个可以是9，但这个就是要在12的位置。那我现在还差这个，这里9了啊。所以它位置除了数字是对的，它也要刚好是3、6、9的那个位置吗？3、6、9、12的位置吗？这样还是差半点，这样才会是6，还是其实这里是要6？3、6、3、6，可是不对啊，12根应该没关系。这样9，这样6，所以现在要差它了。看如果它要在这里的话。这样是可以的吗？
Nothing.
这样
Just
不
numbers on
行，
a
果然
three-on-the-right.
这
You
样
only
是不
need
行。
90
等一
degree
下，
angles.
啊，
That should make it
但
easier
我
to
不
work
然没有
out.
看到他前面讲的时候，只要转90度就好，应该更好弄懂。转90度，他转90度吗？但隔壁会跟着跑掉。转90度。
Nothing.
It's just numbers. You only need
啊，好
90
烦哦。
Nothing.
It's just numbers on a 3 on the right, 6 on the bottom, 9 on the left, and 12 on the top.
我知道
You
啊。
only need 90 degree angles. That should make it easier to work
90
out.
degrees angles。我知道，但我又不知道。如果碰它，他们两个都会跟着跑，会变成是这样。但不是啊。但这样子这里又没有办法到6了。90度90度的转的意思吗？我刚刚是顺时针。那还是不对啊。 open book 效果有限。对呀、open
It's just
book
numbers on
效
camera.
果有
You only need
限。
90-degree angles. That should make it easier to work out.
他说 that should be easier to make out， 但是没有，我不会，我不会。这好难哦。这样，但这里不对啊，一定会有一个不对，太难了啦。我们还是差了90度，我们还差了90度，怎么办？我是不是要把标题改成“救命卡关”，就会有人来帮忙了？我来改一下好了。救命！小狗卡关。这样等下会有人来帮忙吗？怎么会这样？转转90度90度的话，效果甚微啊！这是6。但我转它的话，它也会再跑掉。好
I'll do this later.
I will do this later.
There's a metal plaque on the
Is
bench.
there a message engraved on it?
哎呀，是不
I
是
think
就
there
只
was at
能
one
卡关
point,
卡在这
but
啦？
someone scratched
我
it
去
off.
吃晚餐，我妈来叫我吃晚餐了，人把它刮掉。
A wooden trunk that opens up into a full desk.
I want one.
I want one. I want one too.
A giant glowing gemstone full of plants.
Wow.
AKA a greenhouse.
AKA a greenhouse.
You ever see a mushroom that big before?
Not in real life.
Not real life.
It's a
So
big
far.
stone dais.
Biggest thing
吓
I've
死
ever
我
seen.
了！
叫啥？
吓死我了！我卡关了，
呛上卡关了。
卡关了！你们看一下，
First one too.
等一下哦，你看这个，
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock.
你看这个，它这一个代表是3，就是它框起来的会长得像3，一个是6，一个是12，一个是9，3、6、9、12。然后你动这个，它旁边的也会跟着，就是齿轮的方式往反方向，就是这里往逆时针，另外一边就会是，这里顺时针，另外一边就会是逆时针。然后如果动这个的话，就是旁边2个都会动。然后要把它调到正确的位置上，有人可以帮忙吧？
那正确的位置是什么？
正确位置就是这个会是在，这个是3，这样3，
哦，
然后这个会是要
OK
9，然后
OK，我
12，
懂意思了。
12，对，然后这个会是6要在这。可是你看啊，这里如果想要把它调到12，它就一起跑走。这是9，抱怨完就解开了。
对啊，
I got it.
I'm impressed.
我不需要你们了。
What's in the box?
A little tool thing? But I'm not actually
小
sure
笨
of
狗，
what it
你害我
is.
好丢脸。
小笨狗，你害我好丢脸了。
笨狗。
笨狗，
比到老师在陪我解谜。 它是一个小镜头。妈咪刚版也在。
哦，
大家说我先离开一下，然后就再也没有回来了。啊，能按的都按了。
It's a sea serpent,
Sea serpent.
turned into stone by a wizard.
If you say so. What happened to its head?
是条龙吧？
Beheaded. By the same wizard. Whoa. Nice cape.
You're not fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
What
I'm
is your
Sally,
business
and this is my
here?
sidekick Grimoire.
A private detective, Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you, anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
You're not on the Freya Fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Now, if you would, I have work to do. It's not in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Very well. Let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours.
133
5
hours.
5.5 days.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
You really think so? As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers is one of the last on my list.
Did you find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite.
供
Towards
词
the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the Fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
Penelope.
She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the Fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower. An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
很好笑，对攻略游戏夸了一下，把很好感增加，他就愿意回答了。
I cannot say.
问他
Tangle Tower. No idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower.
It's not even
It's
a
little
tower.
more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of a mansion.
Have you searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
What?
He wants to know if we found any secret rooms.
Secret rooms.
I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for anything like that. I was disappointed too.
有吧？这种房子应该有密室吧？
Have you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols on the harp?
Not yet.
We're working on it.
I'm working on
That's a
it.
no then. You truly consider this a case file?
What's wrong with it?
No organization, no system.
直接抢
My
烂。
style. I like seeing everything laid out at once. Yeah, it helps me think.
How quaint. Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
Can you
No.
do that?
No. The paint is still wet.
Yeah, well, we know Freya was in the middle of painting when she was killed.
Do you know that? How? Because you were told? Paints?
Yep.
Paints.
Mm-hmm.
Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife
It's
anywhere in
not a
Flora's room,
knife.
did you?
I did not. I conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside.
From outside.
Unless, of course, it was the painting itself.
Surely you don't believe in that kind of thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking. I'd tell him not to quit his day job, but he hasn't got one, has he? These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Your life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we not having a fun
拜拜，
adventure
你要去画画
right
了？
at
你
this
是要
very
开
moment?
台画画吗？你是要开台画画吗？
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from memory. It's not quite as detailed as the others anyway.
I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a
应
talented
该
woman.
是。那我等等去看
Someone
你开
even
台
liked
画
it
画
enough to。take a photo of it.
那我等下去
Now,
吃
we
饭
don't，know
但我要
why
倒
they took
播
the photograph,
倒播
do we?
again。
Perhaps they
没有
just
开玩
wanted it
笑的，
for
我等下去
reference.
吃饭，我要关台吃饭。妈咪出现了，我今天没有听到她说什么。
It's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Talented young
Someone even
woman。
liked it enough to take a photo of it.
哎，
Now, we don't know why
上
they
次
took
我
the
去洗
photograph,
澡，
do
我就
we?
直接倒播
Perhaps
妈
they
咪
just
的台。
wanted it for reference. A photograph of Freya could be important. A book from the library, one of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
It's about birds。
Yes, I see that.
秘密是
Diary
对，还有这个秘密。
Have you read it?
Not yet. It's locked.
It's locked。
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
没有啦，我会去看你的台，但我不会倒播。
This
小
belongs to
镜
you,
头。
Hawkshaw?
Correct.
Correct。
And, what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
啊，没有东西可以问他了。好，要先到这边了。好可爱哦，这些 Q 版图。诶，还可以按这个哦。好啦，诶，这要怎么跳出？这是什么？哦，这个嘞啊，这个是可以上下移动。好了，我们要先到这里了。哦，好可爱哦，好可爱哦！等下晚点再来细看。要先去吃饭了，晚点再回来。 晚点再回来看是继续玩还是打瓦。总而言之，我要先去吃饭，然后看笔刀画画啦。跟你吗？你是说跟你做什么？打瓦吗？是跟你打瓦吗？跟你吃饭没有？我妈咪有煮，我亲生妈咪有煮，是妈咪不是妈咪，我的妈咪有煮。太晚了，不然就可以跟你吃饭。明天不对，明天不行，明天晚上要工作。哇，不行，哇，好啦，先关台，啵啵啵啵。